Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. I really appreciate all the subscribers. And those of you who haven't subscribed, please hit the subscription button, the like button, and the notification bell, so you'll be notified whenever there's some new content coming out. So, this story right here is a little sensitive to me, and I'm sure it's going to be sensitive to a lot of people that watch this video. All right? Now, while I was busted, while I was in the joint, I was dealing with a lot of homies that had different feelings about Sur, Maravilla, the light, and everything that was going on, right? Nevertheless, the light had been taken off us. That pedo was over with and shouldn't have been an issue. Okay? It was time to move on and start programming and doing our thing, right? But instead, we had a couple of knuckleheads that chose to go against the grain and make things difficult on the yard. We had one homie, you know what? I'm not going to mention their names because I want to front them off like that, right? But we had one homie from Maravilla, not from my barrio, but from another barrio, that will get drunk and he talk smack out of his cell. You know? He'd be banging his barrio and banging Maravilla. And you know what? Nobody does that. Nobody bangs their barrio out of their cell. Nobody bangs their barrio in the prison. You know? It just don't happen. You know? Unless you're on a one-on-one talking to some other homie and you want to fuck around and tell him, hey, puro so-and-so, que woo. You want to fuck with him. But to get drunk and start yelling out in the tira, yelling out your door, all kinds of derogatory shit, even though not directly disrespecting the Sureños or Sur, but still, it's disrespectful. Even if you're just banging your neighborhood. You don't do that. There's a way to conduct yourself in the pad, you know what I mean? In the house, in the joint, in the block, in the dorm, wherever you're at. There's a way to conduct yourself. And that just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So we were approached to the people that had the yard, and they told us about this vato, and they were like, hey man, your homie, he keeps getting pedo, and he keeps talking smack out the door, woo. You know, you vatos got to get this vato and talk to him and tell him to like slow his roll, or you know, we're gonna have to deal with him. Well, when I hear they have to deal with him, to me that sounds like he's gonna get booked. You know what I'm saying? Like this vato's he's putting himself in a bad situation that's putting us in a bad situation, because if they move on him, then we're gonna respond and there's gonna be pedo, right? But this vato, he was just a drunk ass, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't from my barrio, but he's from Maravilla. And you know, when we're busted, the only thing that matters is the last name, the Maravilla, right? In any case, so this vato, we had a meeting, right? All of us. Vatos from Arizona, vatos from Ford, Lopez, Mariana, Height there. And we talked about this fool and how we needed to get at him and just tell him to act right, you know what I'm saying? In any case, the vato wasn't hearing us. He was like, hey, homie, I didn't do nothing wrong. Que puro maravilla, que woo. You know, he was talking shit, you know? So we decided next time he got out of line, we were going to deal with him. We're going to regulate his ass. We're going to sit him down, right? It was only like 2 days later, the vato came out with the same stuff, you know? He started yelling out in the tier through the door, through the crack in the door. And This vato from my barrio, Woody, was in there getting drunk with him and told him, hey, kick back, fool. Relax. Like, don't do all that. You're doing too much, right? But this vato wasn't hearing him, right? So he ended up taking flight on this vato. And he smashed him. He left this vato like a pumpkin. You know, he got busy on him. You know what I mean? The vato wouldn't listen. He wouldn't chill out. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't take much to understand when you walk into a prison or somewhere, whose house it is. You know what I mean? That wasn't our house. That house, that yard and those buildings belong to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We were there in their house. And there's a certain way to conduct yourself with respect. Just like when you go to anybody's house in the street, you know, you don't go in there doing whatever the hell you want to do. You know, you go to somebody's house, you give them the respect. You walk in their house. If they want you to take your shoes off because they got white carpet, you take your shoes off. You walk in your socks, or you don't go in. They got a bunch of kids and they ask you, hey, watch what you say. Don't be cussing in front of them. Don't be talking anything that might be considered dirty or anything. Just be careful because there's a lot of kids in the house. So keep yourself on point, you know? And if you don't, you're not going to be welcome in that pad, man. You're going to get your ass kicked the fuck out of that pad, right? Same thing in the joint, you know? You got to recognize, you know, where you're at and who you're dealing with. So anyways, homeboy decided to start wolfing out the door and doing his thing, right? And this vato, Woody, ended up smashing him. I didn't know what happened. I seen the Juras walking Woody across the yard, right? And he took him into medical. So I went over there to the medical, to the door, and I was like talking to him through the crack in the door. He told me, hey man, this and this happened. This vato, you know, se salió. He came out doing the same pedo that we talked to him about. So I went ahead and I smashed him, right? He said, so I'm going to go to the oil, you know, tell this person that, do this, blah, blah, blah. He asked me to do him some paros, right? To talk to some people in the yard that needed to be spoken to about some other stuff, right? So I did that for him. He was gone. They walked this other vato out. And to top it off, this dude, he was the smallest dude on the yard. I'm not kidding you, man. He wasn't a guppy. He was a pollywog. You know, if you want to give him a placazo, his placazo would be pollywog. Short little dude, man. And walked all chesty and like just, man, he stomped through the yard like he was the biggest vato on the yard. Anyways, he was a cool little homie. But the only thing is, man, when he got drunk, he took a lot of pedo, you know? Anyways, what happened, you know, we lost the homie. We tried to talk to him. He wouldn't listen. There's a certain way to conduct yourself, you know? Even if you're not with the program, there's still a certain way to conduct yourself and be respectful, you know? But this vato se salió traque, man. That vato just like, he was like, he was on his own course, you know? Thinking in his own mind that he was just gonna walk around and do what he wanted. Anyways, pobrecito, you know? He was a good little dude. He was a good homie. He wasn't from my barrio. He was from another Maravilla. And que gacho, you know? What happens. But crazy shit. Anyways, I was glad that the homies allowed us to deal with it. Because I'm sure if they would have dealt with it, he would have probably ended up with holes in him. It would have been all bad, you know. I'm grateful that it didn't go that far. The homie took care of it himself, and I'm sure the vato got a lesson from that about how to behave and how to conduct himself like a true Maravillan, and not be all stupid and talking shit, and disrespecting. He was a good little dude, man. I liked him. I really did, man. He other than him getting drunk and getting off course, he was a good dude. And so it is what it is. What happened. It was right when the light came off. It was a bad time for any of that kind of nonsense to be happening. You know what I'm saying? I had another homie that when we were on the handball court, he started singing the Tira de Maravilla song. Well, that's his pedo, but it was inappropriate. You know what I mean? That's a wartime anthem. That was when we were at war with the homies. You know what I mean? That was inappropriate for the situation at hand. And we had one of the homies asked me, "Hey, homie, what's up with this vato?" And I hollered down to him. I go, "Hey, homie, cut that out, dog. That's inappropriate right here. We're not there right now. I mean, we're on a whole different trip. You know what I'm saying?" But there's different homies that feel differently about different things. Thankfully, the homie respected me, and he cut singing that stuff out there in the yard on the handball court. It was inappropriate. We didn't need to do that. The wording to that corrido is it's a wartime anthem. It's not for peacetime. In any case, I just wanted to share this video, and for all you vatos that are like, oh, okay, vatos from Maravilla or this and that and boo. Vatos from Maravilla, yeah, they got heart, and they do their thing. When they're wrong, they're wrong. But, when they stand up for what they believe, and there's some type of situation without no disrespect, in the game, that's different. But this was disrespectful, and my homie dealt with it. The homie Woody, you know what I'm saying? And I think the little homie, he got a lesson from it. And all of that was, everything got left alone. And after that, it's a done deal. Anyways, the best thing, when you drink alcohol and you're inside jail, man, you got to watch your P's and Q's, you know what I mean? You got to watch what you say, who you say it to, because that shit's serious. That shit'll get you taken out, you know what I'm saying? Like, prison ain't nothing to play with. And the homies in there, it's a real deal. You lose, they'll take your win. You go and disrespect somebody, and of course, it goes both ways, somebody could lose their lives, you know what I'm saying? But thankfully, we were able to take care of it on our own, and everything got settled, y ya se acabó el pedo, you know what I mean? So that's my video for today. Well, not for today, because I think I did like 5 videos today. Why? Because I've been slacking off, and it was time for me to try to catch up. I want to thank all my subscribers. I don't got 40,000, 50,000 subscribers, but the subscribers I got, I'm grateful for. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. It don't cost a dime, and you hear more stories, and more little adventures that this homie's been through, I've been through a little bit, since the 70s, not too much, but a little bit. And I'm going to share them. There's a lot of stories that I haven't put out, but those are going to go on a different part of my channel. I just haven't learned how to put it in there. It's going to be for members only, and I'm going to talk about things that those people can access. Why? Because it's going to be more personal, about my really real personal experience about a lot of things that led me to being part of Maravilla, and the life that I lived. In any case, I want to thank you for staying with me this far. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscription button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever any new content comes out. And those of you who have already subscribed, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. God bless you.